Hello and welcome to my channel Study Buzz. Today in this video I will discuss a poem written by Nissim Ezekiel, Night of the Scorpion, and it is one of his best known poems. So let's start with the information about the author. Nissim Ezekiel was born in 1924 and he was died in 2004. He was an Indian Jewish poet, playwright, editor, and art critic. He was a foundational figure in post colonial India's literary history, specifically for Indian writing in English. And he was awarded the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1983 for his poetry collection Latter Day Psalms by Sahitya Akademi, India's National Academy of Letters. His first book, The Bad Day, appeared in 1952, and he published another volume of poems, The Deadly Man, in 1960. He became the art critic of The Names of India from 1964 to 66 and edited Poetry India from 1966 to 67. From 61 to 72, he headed the English department of Mitibai College, Bombay. The exact name, his fifth book of poetry, was published in 1965, and the poem which I am going to discuss, Night of the Scorpion, was a part of the same book. In 1976, he translated Jawaharlal Nehru poetry from Marathi in collaboration with Vrinda Nabar and co-edited a fiction and poetry anthology. His poem The Night of the Scorpion is used as study material in Indian and Colombian schools, and his poems are used in NCERT and ICSE English textbooks. And he got Padma Shri Award in 1988 and Sahitya Akademi Cultural Award in 1983. These are some of his important works. I have mentioned a few works. He has many more in his account. Time to Change, published in 1952, 60 poems in 1953. The Unfinished Man, published in 1960. The Exact Name, published in 1965. And The Hymns in Darkness, published in 1976. Okay, so some important details about the poem. It is published in his book The Exact Name and in 1965, and this poem has no set meter and rhyme, which reflects the unusual subject and unfamiliar nature of the incident. In total, it has 8 stanzas and 47 lines. So, this poem is about an incident of a rainy night. It shows the concern of the neighboring peasants, and it also shows the different views and beliefs, and it talks about the different approaches, like orthodox approach versus scientific approach, and it also shows the concern of a mother for her children. Okay, so now let's start the poem. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. In this stanza, poet says that he remembers the night when his mother was stung by a scorpion, and he says that it was because of the heavy rain which lasted for 10 hours, made the scorpion crawl beneath the sack of rice. Parting with his poison flash of diabolic tail in the dark room, he risks the rain again. The poet says that after biting his mother with its diabolic tail, diabolic means devilish, evil, or monstrous, the scorpion went back to reign again outside, and the poet in this stanza, the poet is angry when he talks about its biting, and sympathetic when he talks about it's going to rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. Now, hearing about the incident, the villagers rushed to the poet's house, and poet is describing them like a swarm of flies. And he says that in place of doing something for his mother who is in pain, they started taking name of God 100 times, and they thought that with this they can paralyze the evil one. Evil one means the scorpion. With candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked walls, they searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues. With every movement that the scorpion made, his poison moved in mother's blood, they said. So, the poet then explains how the villagers searched for the scorpion. They heard about the incident. They came to poet's house, and they started taking name of God to paralyze the evil scorpion, and they started searching for the scorpion. And according to him, the villagers began searching for the scorpion, and their shadows themselves seemed to be like a giant scorpion on the mud baked wall. The villagers began searching for a scorpion because they believe that the poison spreads across the body with the movement of a scorpion. So if the scorpion is stopped and paralyzed, the poison effect can also be controlled. So this shows the superstitious kind of belief of villagers, and this also shows the orthodox and religious beliefs of the villagers, and it also reflects the Indian culture. This stanza depicts the Indianness that prevails in a number of villagers. May he sit still, they said. May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight, they said. May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth, they said. May the sum of evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good becomes diminished by your pain. Now, in this stanza, He's saying that the villagers, they started looking for scorpion, but they failed. They could not find the scorpion. So having failed in finding the scorpion, they begin giving their own interpretations to the biting of the scorpion. Some of them said that his mother's sins which she committed in her previous birth, as believed in Hinduism. So because of her sins of previous birth, she is suffering, and they might be forgiven. And others believed that she is going to die, and said that the pain that she is suffering from will decrease the troubles in her next birth. So they are talking about the sins of the previous birth, and now and then they are talking about the next birth. So it shows the different kind of beliefs, the different kind of views, and like orthodox and religious views. Some other put forward that her good deeds will be balanced against her bad deeds because of the bite of the scorpion. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said, and they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the piece of understanding on each face. Now, in this stanza, the poet is saying that some others villagers said that the poison will purify and refresh her flesh of desire and her spirit of ambition. And all of them seemed to be in peace because of their thoughts. So because they could not do anything for a poet's mother, and she was suffering in pain, so they started giving different views. They started talking about the previous birth, about the next birth, about how it can purify her flesh of desire, her spirit of ambition. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and the endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. My father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe and put a match to it. Now, in this stanza, the poet is trying to reflect the difference between the approaches. Now the poet is talking about his father, that his father is a rationalist, he is a skeptic. He tries to uh, do something scientific, like he's using powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He's using paraffin. Like it is showing the contrast between the orthodox approach and the scientific approach. So he says more and more people come with candles and lanterns. His mother is, however, crying and rolling on the mat with severe pain, but nobody cares for her except for his father, who is a skeptic, rationalist, and he leaves no stone unturned to cure her. He uses powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid to help her recover from the pain. He even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe and then fires it up. The poet watches the flames of fire burning on the skin of his mother. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children. So the poet is saying that he watched his father trying something to cure his mother, and the holy man trying something to tame the poison. He is he's trying to tame the poison with an incantation, and after 20 hours it lost its sting, and his mother gets recovered. And after she is recovered from the pain, she says that she said that she wants to thank God because a scorpion has picked on her, and the scorpion spared her children. So these two last lines shows the motherhood, the love of a mother for her children. So this whole poem is about the concern of a mother for her children. It talks about the different views and beliefs. It talks about the Indianness. It talks about the superstitious beliefs. It talks about the different approaches, orthodox approach and scientific approach. The poem has some characters like the mother, the father, the scorpion, and some villagers. It has many figures of speech that I will discuss in my next video. So this is it for this video. If you like the video, subscribe my channel and like and share this video.